never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're with my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
All right, y'all, we're here. We're live. You're watching Buster Unmasked, and this is a very special MMA edition of Buster Unmasked, and I cannot wait to get to it. We got our guy, Jett Hero, stepping into the cage this Saturday night, Jackson, Tennessee, for Hub City MMA, and we're going to get to all of that here in a few minutes. Guys, you know what you got to do. You got to like this video, share this video, go to Buster H.R. Johnson on YouTube, subscribe to my channel. That's the most important part. Go to YouTube, Buster H.R. Johnson, subscribe to my channel, hit the little red bell. That way you know when content's coming out. All right, y'all, we're fixing to kick this thing off, but before we do, you know I got to promote these upcoming podcasts, and then we're going to get this show underway.
Gotta stay locked in, dogging. Gotta ball out like ramen. Straight to the top, I'm all in. Ordinary's like a toxin. I don't wanna be like Robin. I just wanna leave no option. Fuck caution, I ain't gonna be common. I got the confidence, I got mine and shit like I'm the baddest bitch in the club. I'm here for dominance, I'm being honest, that's what I want. I'll never give up, I want the whole place sold out. My name in every mouth. You know I'm after this shit till the world say my motherfucking name. Say my name. Say my name. Say my motherfucking name. Say my, you know I'm after this shit till the world say my motherfucking name. Say my name. Say my motherfucking name. Say my, you know I'm after this shit till the world say my motherfucking name.
Driven by fire, driven by fear, never get tired, no I'm still here. Felt in the cracks, now I'm shifting gears. 10 years into my moments here, waiting my turn, now I'm hot in demand. Slept on a kid, but I had bigger plans. Stayed low key, but I still had drive. Give me one shot and I'm coming alive. Maze on the left, second taste it. Gunning for the top, no limitations. From the basement, no hesitation. Flipping on my L's from straight motivation. Ain't no quitter, I'm built for the grind. Pressure makes diamonds, so I'm gonna shine. One more shot, give one more time. Driven affection, we lock in our prime. Place on my gloves, been fighting for years. Faced all my demons, I faced all my fears. Took every hit as I look in the mirror, my vision's alive in the mission. Say my name, say it loud. Every scar, I wear them proud. Every word coming out my mouth has got me here where I'm standing now. Eyes on the prize, don't blink, no break. Move with a purpose, don't be fake. No play B, only got to play an A. When he built like me, there's only one way. Straight to the top, all gas, no brakes. Yeah, straight to the top, cause no gotta say.
You know I'm after this shit till the world say my motherfucking name. Say my name. Say my motherfucking name. Say my, you know I'm after this shit till the world say my motherfucking name. Say my name. Say my motherfucking name. Say my, say my motherfucking name.
All right, y'all, you seen it right there. Got a lot of cool podcasts coming out. Look, right quick. Last Wednesday, supposed to have Gunner Lane on. Got tied up at work. We rescheduled that podcast. It's going to be July 8th with a late start time of 8:30 p.m. So there shouldn't be no issues there. Look, guys, we had some sad things happen this past weekend over the last few days. I know a lot of you already know, but anybody who's not from around here may not know. V-Man passed away. Varian Baker. And look, I didn't know V-Man personally. We crossed paths at USWA in 1997, but that's it. I did not know him personally, but I tell you what, my guest tonight, look, this Saturday night, he's trading the mask for the gloves as he steps in the cage. We know him as Jett Hero, but this Saturday night, it's time to get real, and I bring to you the one and only Leon Kellum. Leon.
Oh, what's going on, bro?
What's up, dude?
Let me see if I can get that in there. War King MMA in the house.
War King MMA, that's what we're here to talk about. But look, guys, but first of all, introduce your coach there, man. Let everybody know who this man is.
Beside me, Wayne King with War King MMA. He's been with me since like back when I was 20 doing this stuff, man, and we're back at it again. 13 years later.
Dude, it is my pleasure to have both of you guys here. I'm a huge MMA fan. Been waiting on this podcast. Look, before we even get started, Mark McGee was already with us. He said liked and shares, ready for an amazing show. I appreciate you, Mark. Chance is with us. He says, as an MMA fan and wrestling fan, I've been looking forward to this one. R.I.P. V-Man for sure.
Hell yeah.
Mark came back. He said, good evening, brothers. Good evening, Mark. Always glad to have you tuning in and supporting us. Look, man, V-Man. I don't remember. It was sometime this weekend out of nowhere. I started seeing it float around. V-Man passed away, man. I didn't really believe it at first. I had to check a few sites, but yeah, it happened, man. And we got a 10-bell salute for V-Man. But before we get to that, Jett, like I said, I didn't know him personally, but you do. You got a few words you want to say about V-Man before we give him this salute, man?
Man, I met V-Man probably 5 years into the business, man. Him and Bishop was running around doing their thing, and Devon actually got us in. Him and Montley talked us into coming and doing a show over in Memphis, and that's kind of where I finally met V-Man and Bishop, and man, me and my dad actually had banger matches with them guys, man. They were a duo, man. And when you seen Bishop, you seen V-Man, and vice versa, man. Them guys, man, I got a lot of respect for both of them guys, man. So it's devastating to lose somebody that actually my dad reached out to not too long ago about having him and Bishop come in, but Bishop's not working no more, and
right.
So, him and my dad had a good conversation, man, and like I said, man, I can tell you one good story before we get rolling. Man, we was in the locker room, and V-Man and Bishop was there, and one of them was having some back problems, some spine problems, man, and I swear to you, on my mama, bro, this man laid down in the floor, and Motley Cruz wrapped a towel around his neck, man, and snatched him. And man, I'm telling you, I swear to God, we were on concrete, and I felt it in my feet, man. I was standing beside him, and look, and I had my back to these guys, but when I heard it, it was like I felt that shit in my feet, and I turned around, and I was like, what the hell? And sure enough, these guys were over there, racking their spines, and Montley was over there stretching them out, and getting them ready for the match, man. But man, I got a bunch of stories where first time I came off the top of a cage, V-Man caught me, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you, it was a long ways down,
right.
And I was scared, but I was young and I was brave, and I was like, oh man, yeah, I'll get up there and I'll jump off that son of a bitch to you and Bishop. And bro, I'm gonna tell you, when I jumped off, I breathed in twice. I was like, before I hit the ground. You know what I'm saying? I was like, it was pretty high, man. I can only imagine what them guys were thinking when I was up there, and I was getting nervous. I was like, I'm not gonna jump. I'm not gonna jump.
That's when it hits you, man. No, I don't. Hey, look at from the bottom up. You're like, I could jump off of that.
Yeah.
Then when you get up, it's like, oh hell no,
Yeah,
man.
I'm
Forget
not gonna
that shit,
jump.
man.
But I could see them down there. They were like, motherfucker, if you don't come down, I can see it in their eyes. Like, if you don't come down and you got us down here, we're kicking your ass, kid. Like,
Hey, as big as those guys are, they could have shook you off the cage,
oh,
man.
And I was 155 pounds at that time. You know what I'm saying? They caught me with like a piece of paper out the air. You know, they're like, oh, you know. But
Yeah.
yes, man, we had a bunch of good times, man. I really hate that happened, man. It was unexpected and came out of nowhere, man. I was actually on my way to Crossroads with the boys, Steel Cross, and when I seen it actually pop up on Facebook, and I didn't really actually believe it, man, because I didn't know if he actually had any, you know, medical conditions at the time.
Right.
You know, and
I hadn't heard anything. Like I said, I didn't know V-Man personally, so I don't have no information about what actually happened. Haven't seen anything pop up anywhere about what actually happened, you know.
Yeah.
I figure if they want it out, they'll let it out eventually. Yeah. You know, it ain't my place to let it out. But yeah. Look, I didn't know him personally, but everybody I talked to is just like you. Every single person I've ever talked to where V-Man came up in the conversation,
bro,
loyalty.
I'm gonna tell you, he was that guy that looked mean, but man, that motherfucker, if he liked you, he was there for you. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a couple of times that Lacey says some shit, and he'd be like, "No, hell no, we ain't doing that." You know what I'm saying? So there's a bunch of times, man, that these guys were the guys that you know kind of led the locker room. You know what I'm saying? In a way.
Yeah, I've heard. Everybody says the same thing: loyal, dependable. Mm-hmm. Help anybody he can, yep. And don't take no shit from nobody. Absolutely. That's the word on V-Man. That's everybody the same thing.
Not even loud about it either. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't loud about it. You know what I'm saying? He's just like, you know, he'll let you know right there. Like he didn't have to like be loud and you know what I'm saying, talk loud. Like he wasn't that guy. Like he let you know. You know that I ain't doing that shit.
All right, Leon, we're gonna give V-Man this 10-bell salute. And then it's all about you tonight, Hub City MMA, in this fight you got coming up Saturday, man. All right, guys, y'all see it right there. Another one falls, man. We're losing them. We're losing a lot lately, Jett, man.
That's the bad thing, man. It was a good one, man. He was a good guy, man.
Right.
I saw a lot of stuff on Facebook about him, man. Like, you know, this is devastating to a lot.
Yeah, man. I've seen more outpouring of post and emotion for V-Man than a lot of guys, man. It seemed like V-Man touched a lot of guys' lives, man. Helped a lot of guys. Meant a lot to a lot of guys in the wrestling business. But look, let me pull up this graphic right quick, because here's what we're here to talk about tonight. Let me find this damn thing, Jett. Been a long time since I pulled up graphics, so y'all got to deal with me a second. Let me move around here and get us to a little bit better media. There we go. Jett Hero. Turning in
attention.
Hey, turning in the mask, man, for the gloves this Saturday night. 175 pound matchup, man, against Cameron Rocky Sides. Talk to me a little bit about this matchup Saturday night, Jett.
Man, if people haven't been paying attention, they really should. You know what I'm saying? I'm a pretty active guy, man. I love wrestling. I love fighting. If y'all haven't caught them too, you know, and I love tattooing. Hence, we're here at the tattoo station. You know what I'm saying? Doing this, right. You know, and these are my 3 favorite things, you know what I'm saying? And I say favorite things because, you know, they're not the loves. My family's my loves, you know what I'm saying? But you know, these are my, you know, outside of my family, these are the 3 things that I like to fulfill me, you know what I'm saying, as a, I guess, say my legacy, you know what I'm saying? And man, when I seen Hub City MMA post up, they were looking for some fighters at 175 pounds. I actually hit them up and I was like, put me in, coach. You know what I'm saying? Just as a, you know, if you weren't paying attention, I was almost pushing actually, I'm going to be real. 3 weeks before I took this, I was 214 on the scale at my dad's, man. And I was like, damn, 214 pounds. I was like, I'm going to have to, you know, slack up on my eating, you know. And so when I told him, put me in, coach, I actually ran in there and weighed myself when I told him that, because he was like, well, how much your fat ass weigh, you know? like you trying to fight at 175 pounds, you know? And I went in there and weighed myself. I was 206, like 207 when I actually took on the fight, man. So the mental game started there, you know. It started there to get the weight off of me to fight at 175 pounds. So that was.
What do you walk around at, Jett? Because here's the thing. I was thinking about this earlier today. You're not a guy that we really see noticeable fluctuation in your weight. Every time we see you, you kind of always in the same shape, man. It don't look like you gain a lot. A lot of guys, especially fighters, some of them seem like, man, in between fights, they'll balloon up 40 or 50 pounds or more sometime.
Yeah,
and then that makes it
swell up. Yep.
Makes that cut that much harder, man. What do you normally walk around as on average?
Over 200. It fluctuates from 204 to 210. You know what I'm saying? That's realistically what I walk around it as Jett Hero in the ring and shit. I go from 204 to 210, man. That's what I'm walking around at as a natural, like what I eat, what I want to eat. I did what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So it stayed in the heavier range, man. So the first month of cutting the weight, I cut like 15 pounds, man, just by changing my eating. You know what I'm saying? Got with him and he was like, we need you eating this. We need you at a certain weight by a certain time. And I actually was like 2 or 3 weeks ahead of schedule. You know what I'm saying? Because just that shows you how unhealthy of eating I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Because just by cleaning my eating up and just eating lean and doing chicken and rice and cutting out all the half pans of brownies and chocolate milk and, you know, cereal at nighttime, you know what I'm saying? That I cut out all that stuff, man. I'm weighing in at 180 right now, you know what I'm saying? So I haven't been 180 since I wrestled at 25 years old, you know what I'm saying?
Right. I was going to ask you what you were now. That's not bad. What do you got? You got 5 pounds to cut.
I got 5 pounds, yeah.
And what's the allowance there? What is it? Is it 176 and a half or something like that?
176. You can be 175 to 176. You know, you can't be over that.
So, Coach, this one comes to you. Tell me, when Jett hits you up with the phone call, man, obviously we know you want to know how fat his ass was right now, but other than that, man, what was your thoughts about getting him on this show, man, on this MMA fight card?
Well, when he texted me that 206, boy, I busted out laughing. My wife, she started laughing. I mean, we used to do this 13 years ago. This is how we started. I started training him, and he got in the cage, and he ended up 3-1 in the cage. And then he took a break from it, and I started this team a few years ago, and he hit me up and said he wanted to do this. I was like, man, if you really want to do this, I really need commitment from you. I need you here at this practice, this. And he showed up every day. He did what he was supposed to do. My other coaches, man, are excited about his training. Like I said, when he first came in 3 months ago, I was worried for him.
I was worried.
To be honest, all my coaches,
I'm gonna be real.
We've been talking throughout the whole training camp, and I talked to him last night, and we're feeling 100% confident that he's got what it takes to beat this kid.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you. Go ahead,
Jett.
Jett.
Through the ringer, man. They put me through the ringer. It was this was no slack. You know what I'm saying? We didn't slack on this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking this kid lightly. You know what I'm saying? like I said, if people hasn't been paying attention, I mean, I was heavy in my weight. I've done cut my weight down. A lot of people told me I was crazy for, you know, being my age and this kid being so young, you know what I'm saying? So the commitment, like you said, you know, the first step to any fight is making the commitment to step onto the mat, to get in there and start training again. You know what I'm saying? You could say you're a fighter and you want to fight, but if you're not committed to his game plan, to the schedule of going there and getting your ass kicked, because guess what? These motherfuckers, they beat my ass. You know what I'm saying? They didn't go in there and say, oh, look, put your boxing gloves on and let's go over here to the corner and I'm gonna show you some things. That's the ass opposite. If anybody thought that's how training goes, they kick your ass. You learn from getting your ass kicked. You know what I'm saying? And you learn from them bad mistakes that I had of, you know, keeping my hands down, or, you know what I'm saying, how I moved, you know what I'm saying? Because I come from that wrestling background that we have to be more lenient and more off foot, you know what I'm saying, to keep our balance in the wrestling world is not the same to be balanced in the MMA world. I'm gonna tell you that, you know what I'm saying, because you got to be planted a certain way, and you know your feet's everything in a fight, you know, and in wrestling, you know, we catch ourselves and in weird ways, you know what I'm saying, and so it was a big adjustment to set the wrestling outside of my brain and go into fight mode like we did back in the day, you know what I'm saying. So that was a big thing. The commitment was everything.
Right, and here's the thing: everybody knows pro wrestling all about performance.
Mm-hmm.
But this Saturday night, it's once that cage door locks, it's all about performance, a different type of performance.
Yep.
So talk to me about, was it hard for you to turn that pro wrestling switch off and turn that MMA switch on, that fight switch on? Because here's the thing about it. Look, there's a lot of guys that talk a lot of shit, but it takes a lot of guts to step through that cage door. Have that door locked behind you and know fixing to go toe-to-toe with some other dude. A lot of guys talk that shit and say they'll do it and this and that, but then when the time comes, they back out of it. They realize, hey, this ain't the same shit. Talk to me about your mindset and that switch, man. How hard was it for you to turn that switch off from pro wrestling and switch it on for the MMA?
Man, it really, realistically, it took me about really 2 to 3 weeks of getting my ass beat in there to really calm down and breathe differently. You know what I'm saying? Man, in wrestling, you know, you got rest spots and you got certain things you could do to get that breather, but when you're in fighting, it's go mode. You're like you said, locked in there, and for 3 minutes straight, there's no stopping. There's no hesitations. There's no rest spots. So my cardio, you know what I'm saying, as much as I told him, and I'm going to tell you, I was like, yeah, motherfucker, I've been running goddamn 20, 30-minute matches, motherfucker. I'm like, you know, when we started PKAW, I was running good 5 to 10 minute matches, and I was doing good with those. You know, it'd been 8 years since I wrestled, and now that here we are almost 2 years out now, I'm running 20, 30-minute matches solid, you know what I'm saying? And performing, like you said, great, you know, and I was like, yeah, my cardio is the shit, motherfucker, da-da-da. And then, you know, first like couple of practices, I was over there dying. I was like, I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? He was like, bro, I thought your cardio was up, motherfucker. What are you doing? He's like, get your ass to the fucking gym, start running and shit, motherfucker. And I'm like, I'll fucking run and shit. What are you doing, man? Like, but you know, like the mindset of putting the wrestling aside.
You got to go from pulling all your punches and everything you do to then being able to let loose, man.
Hey, and I'm gonna tell you, and that's a big thing too. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, first couple of weeks that we were in training, and I actually popped somebody. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh man, my bad. I really got you on that one, you know. And they're like,
Right.
they're like, motherfucker, we're fucking training, motherfucker, get your ass back. Like, and they're, you know, like that hesitation of saying, oh, my bad. They fucking popped me up a couple times. Like, don't tell me you're sorry, motherfucker. Like, let's get this shit, you know. They're, you know, and he's there, man, along with Coach Cobra out of Cobra Fitness and MMA, man. Justin's played a big part in this. Silas has been there. We have another guy that fights out of War King MMA that's going to be on the same card. Jasper's, man, kicked me in my face a few times. You know what I'm saying? He's checked me a few times. You know what I'm saying? So everybody there, man, and Miss Casey, even this is how you know you're in the right place, that no matter, these guys didn't know me from shit. You know what I'm saying? And the first day I stepped on the mat, they took me under their wing and they was like, let me show you. And when I did things wrong, because I'm so used to fighting in the street or fighting out at SGKO, you know, they had to take that away from me too. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I was actually fighting, you know what I'm saying, adult, you know, diversity, because I had the wrestling in my mind and I had to set that aside. And then, you know, going and fighting in the street and fighting at SGKO, you know, we were wilding out, you know what I'm saying? And these guys are professionals, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're honing in the craft of this shit, you know what I'm saying? And each one of them have took time with me and shown me different things to make me a better fighter and to make this camp great, you know what I'm saying? So they all took me under the wing, and like I said, didn't even fucking know me, didn't have to do any of this, you know what I'm saying? Oh, and Rainwater, you know what I'm saying? Rainwater, man, these guys have all been there for me through this whole thing, man, and I appreciate every one of them, man, and I can't tell them enough to thank you, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, come Saturday, you know, I show the hard work that each one of them guys have helped put in, you know what I'm saying, to get me to this point, you know. So
Right.
it's in a weird way, it's like I'm at ease now. You know what I'm saying? We're in the last week leading up to this, and it's all about rejoicing my body, getting me crispy, having my weight tuned in, and come Friday we do weigh-ins, and like you said, come Saturday I won't be 175. You know what I'm saying? I will weigh in at 175 Friday, but come Saturday, you know, I'll be 10, 15 pounds heavier, you know what I'm saying, going into the actual fight. So I'll rejoice my body even more come Friday night, you know. So, you know, taking in all that, you know what I'm saying? And then on top of this kid being, you know, 24 years old and, you know, and I'm 36, man, you know.
Well, I tell you what, I got a question for Coach, and then we'll run down y'all. We'll compare y'all's bios or whatever. What I could find of the dude, man. I searched and found what info I could find. But so you've been with Jett since the first day he decided to go with MMA. Do any training?
Yeah, about 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this: did you know he was a pro wrestler already before that?
Yes, I did. Like I said, I've known Leon for about 20 years now. I've known him 15 years old. Yeah. So I know him before he even got into wrestling, I believe, or just about that time.
Just getting into wrestling,
Yeah, I knew he did the wrestling, and he wanted to do this MMA thing back then, too. I was like, man, we can do it, but it's different than wrestling.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Was there any reservations with you knowing that he was born in the wrestling business? He comes from the pro wrestling background. Did you have any reservations about training him, or even could he do this?
No, he was a young kid, and like I said, I know Leon, he loved to fight. Like I said, when he was in the street, if anybody was saying anything off, he would just fight them. That's just Leon. So I knew he could fight. I've been around him. I've seen what he can do. And he actually called me over one day. Him and his dad said, yeah, Leon wants to become an MMA fighter. Will you come over and train him? Well, he thought he was going to get over on me. I schooled this poor boy.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
What would you do when you tried some of those pro wrestling holds, Leon?
I don't know what he tried some, but I put him in every move possible within 30 seconds when we started. So then I started training him, and then now he's great. Like I said, he's 100% better from when I started to now. Like I said, I'm excited to see this, and he's been out for a while, but he's still got the heart of a lion, and it isn't going to be an easy match at all.
Right.
But this is a match that he can win. It's going to be a great match for him.
Yeah, man, look, let's compare some of y'all's bio. You've already said it. You're 36, right?
Yep.
Your opponent's 24. That's a 12-year difference.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that age difference, because, I mean, we know age, once you hit a certain point, age starts really playing a part in anything you do, whether it's pro wrestling, whether it's basketball, football, it really don't matter. Anything you do, you start getting it, the right age, and it starts affecting the way that you're not quite the same as you was when you was 20, 22, 23, 24 years old.
That's right.
So talk to me about that, man, this 12-year age difference between you guys.
Man, and like he said, man, I was always the type of guy that, like, I didn't go looking for a fight, but, if you wanted to fight, I was down. You know what I'm saying? I'm always down for a good challenge, and that was what we always stayed to. You know what I'm saying? We didn't ever think that we was the best fighters. You know what I'm saying? We didn't say that we were the best fighters, but, we said we like to fight. And, sometimes the heart help carry you as a fighter, you know what I'm saying? And if you have the heart, I see a lot of guys that has the skills, but they don't really have the heart, and they play the part because they think it's cool. But then, you got guys that have the heart, but might not have as much skills, but they've done made it a little farther, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of where I lay, you know what I'm saying? When I stepped into the MMA world, we were wrestling. There was actually a kid that started training over at TIWF, and he was doing some fighting, you know what I'm saying? But he was transitioning, kind of wanting to do the wrestling thing, and his name was Cody, man, and I think he's a cop in Lexington right now, and he knew Jason Woods, and we were already banging each other in the yard, you know what I'm saying, in the grass, you know what I'm saying, and when Jason, when he said that he knew a promoter that did MMA, and I was young, and I was like, man, let's go do this shit, you know what I'm saying? And so we got serious, my dad was like, if you're going to do it, you're going to have to get serious, you can't,
right.
Be, thinking you're going to run up in there and fucking get wild. And then when my dad hit him up and we all started making us a little team, I never once ever put in my head any type of doubt on anybody's age, their experience, how many wins they have, because none of that shit plays a factor in any of this MMA world. I'm going to tell you, sometimes it does, but in the AMI scenes, anything can happen, and I always look at it as I have a 50-50 chance, because if that boy touches me on the right button, guess what? Right. It's night time for Leon. You know what I'm saying? Same thing as if I touch Cameron on the right button, guess what? It's night for Cameron. So I don't look at his age. I never looked at his age. I mean, even when he hit me back and he said, the kid, they said that it was down and it's a go. We need to start, training this day, and we need to start getting your weight down to this by this. I never asked him what his record was or what his age was, what his experience was, because if you let that get in your mind, that sometimes can cloud your vision.
Right.
And that shit doesn't bother me.
I think
I'm 36 and I am getting old in age. That's why I hit him up and I said, man, now is the time. If we're going to do it, it's now or never. Because once I hit a certain age and I get to a certain point with PKAW, man, I'm about to get in a roller coaster and we're just going to ride the ride. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna, like you said, be to a point that I'm not gonna want to do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna want to do it. And that was my main thing, was that I didn't want that in my head, that when I hit 45, 50, I'm like, damn, I should have done that, man. You
should have done that, right.
You know what I'm saying? So I never want that. I never want my kids to be like, my dad always talked about doing it, but he never did it. I'm trying to show them that, my age is up there, but I never let anything stop me. If I want it, I'm getting it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want my kids to take from this, that I'm 36 years old. I'm going in here fighting a kid that's 24, and he's been training. I don't know how much training he has. I just say he's been training because guess what? So have I, and we're going to fight. You know, the fight's only going to go his way or my way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Age ain't a factor. You know what I'm saying? When he touches me on the button or I touch him on the button. You know what I'm saying? So I want my kids to know that, you know, Dad didn't sit on the sidelines and say, you know, I wish I would have, or
right.
You know, I could have done that, kid. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that. I want them to see that, you know, I put one foot in front of the other and I step forward on everything. And sometimes my friends help me make it happen. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, you know, it's one of them things where it's not me. You know what I'm saying? It's a us. And you know,
right.
me gonna step in that cage Saturday, and I'm gonna show everybody why I am who I am. You know, I seen a live from a guy from Memphis wrestling, and he said, "How are you gonna be the realest guy in a fake ass sport?" Let me tell everybody that Jett Hero is the realest motherfucker y'all ever gonna meet in a fake ass sport. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me ask you this. This goes to your coach. You got a dude who walks fresh into your gym, never seen him before, starts training. He's uber talented from the get-go. Like, you can see potential there. He catches on fast, learns quick, fluent, but he don't have the heart. Would you rather have a guy that had less talent but a ton of heart, or a guy who had a ton of talent but less heart?
You need that heart first.
I think so too. I believe that in everything.
If you ain't got the heart to train or step in that cage, then you ain't doing nothing.
Yeah. And that's not shaking nobody that just likes to go train either, because there's a lot of real skillful people on the mats, you know what I'm saying, that don't go fight because, you know, they don't give a shit about the actual fighting, but they love the opportunity to learn the skills and the art form of jiu-jitsu and all the extra shit that comes with that, you know what I'm saying? So it's almost like wrestling without the egos.
Right. Well, I mean,
and
here's the thing.
If you know what I'm saying, it's not like I'm not gonna go over there like Coach Cobra ain't gonna go over there and steal a gym from somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? You know he's doing.
If we knocked a few of these motherfucking wrestlers out or choked them out every so often when they need it, I think there'd be a lot less egos in the wrestling business, man.
You're right.
I mean, it's easy to be a bad motherfucker when everybody's putting you over.
Yeah.
You know, and once that, here's the thing. Like I said, I'm a huge MMA fan, man. Believe it or not, back in probably 96, I think, I was discouraged with wrestling. And I always loved MMA, man. From the time I seen the first UFC, I was fucking hooked. But it was getting banned everywhere.
Yeah.
I didn't see no future in it anywhere, but somewhere around 96, 97, I was so discouraged with wrestling. And I found out that Al Snow had helped train Dan Severn for a couple of his UFC fights. So I got in touch with Al Snow. I was going, because, I mean, there wasn't no MMA school. It wasn't even MMA then.
Yeah.
There was no MMA schools, none of that, nowhere. I got in touch with Al Snow because I thought, well, he's a wrestler. That'd be my only in. You know, just happened to bad timing. I called him. He was shutting all this stuff down. He just signed his first contract with WWF at the time.
Oh, shit.
So I kind of went back to wrestling and never really thought about it again until years later when the Ultimate Fighter TV show started popping up on TV, and I got back into the MMA real heavy. And here's the thing. There is a big difference in being a martial artist, I believe, and being a fider. Yeah. Fighters are different than martial artists. Yeah, there's a lot of great martial artists out there, but to me, I feel like there's a different thing when you step in that cage, that ring, and it's time to fight. A lot of great martial artists, but fighters are a different breed. I believe that 100%. There's a different dog in fighters than there are most martial artists, I believe. Coach, what's your thoughts on that?
You're right. I mean, I agree with you. Like I said, you got you got to have that mentality to get in that cage. You got to have it all. Like I said, you can train that martial arts and have fun with it, but if you're not serious about it when you're getting in the cage, you're gonna be in trouble.
Be in trouble.
Like you got to have it all. You can train all you want just for fun and have a good time, but if you're gonna step in that cage, you got to have that heart and willing to know what's gonna happen. Like I said, you could be hurt in there, or you could hurt somebody. You got to be able. You got to live with that. You got to come to that.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. All right, Jett. We got the ages down. We got a 12-year age difference. This young man is 6'1". How tall are you, man? Give us your stats.
5'11", man.
5'11". So we got what, 2 inch? We got a 2-inch height difference. Not much, really.
Not much. Not too.
I wish I could have got this dude's reach, man, because I like to know guys' wingspan. What's yours, man? You know it right offhand?
I don't. Back when I was younger and we did it, man, it was like 72.5. Like back when I was 20, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I've shrunk any, you know what I'm saying? But that would actually be a good. Man, that's actually kind of a good thing. We actually kind of do need to know.
Hammies usually don't put that.
Okay.
They don't. Once you start going pro, they really want all the stats then. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, most of the time Amy don't do that.
So look, this kid's 0-1. Hadn't won a fight yet. What's your record, Jett?
Man, I'm 3-1. With the absence of being away from the cage for 13 years, though. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he might be 0-1, and that's what makes this fight super exciting because he has something to prove. You know what I'm saying? He's coming off of a loss, actually a double loss. He lost it at a kickboxing match and an MMA match. So he has everything to prove. You know what I'm saying? With nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? And I'm 13 years away from the cage, so I have a lot to prove, not only to myself, but to a lot of people that doubted what I'm doing here. You know what I'm saying? When, they find out I'm 36 and I haven't been in the cage in 13 years, you know what I'm saying? So I have a lot to prove. He has a lot to prove. So this makes a hell of a matchup. Hey, that's actually the Cody guy that I was talking about in that picture.
He's a referee.
Yeah. He was actually a 155-pound champion for the organization that we used to fight with back in the day.
I know we can't see who your opponent is. I've got a few action shots.
That kid's name was ASAP, man. He went by ASAP, man. I actually remember that. I'm 3-1. My first fight, I got knocked out 8 seconds in the first round, man. And I was so hyped, man, that he was like, I was up against the cage, man, and I can remember I had my hands and I was bent down to him, and he was like, whatever you do, keep your and I'm talking about everything's loud. People are screaming and shit. He's like, he screams at me, and my dad is right beside him. My dad's got the camera and shit. He's there. He's like, whatever you do, keep your fucking hands up.
And don't run in.
Yep. And don't run in, you know what I'm saying? Fuck if I didn't just turn around. There you go, ding, ding, and I go in there, run in, fucking wilding out and shit, and got knocked the fuck out 8 seconds in the first round, man. So that happened, and I got knocked out. And in the world of this, if you actually suffer a knockout, you're supposed to be 30 days out before you fight again. So we were wilding. Like I said, it didn't matter to me that happened to me, and it didn't matter how it happened. I went 2 weeks later and fought that kid that you just posted up, and his name was ASAP. And man, I fucking brought it to that motherfucker, and I didn't let up on him. And man, what first was it? Second round, like halfway second round, I took the victory from him. You know what I'm saying? You see the kid is kind of was yoked up, you know what I'm saying? He was throwing bombs too. He actually clipped me on the cheek, and when he did, that was all it took. I was like, oh hell no. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it takes a couple times to get a hit in the face for you to get that, that like mindset of, oh, this motherfucker ain't gonna hit me no more. I'm about to hurt him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, he clipped me, and when he did, man, all I remember is I scooped him, dropped him, and I didn't let up until they rang the bell and I was winning. You know what I'm saying? And that was my first victory was against him. And I actually seen, funny story is I actually seen the guy that knocked me out at this same promotion, man. And he comes walking up as we're walking away from just winning. You know what I'm saying? We're all walking away, me and my entourage, and, you know, Wayne, my dad, and a couple other guys. We're all walking back to the back, you know what I'm saying? And I'm still gloved up shit, and I walk up, and this motherfucker sitting there with his cheese and with his championship belt around his fucking shoulder. And his hand was all casted up. And this motherfucker, I swear to God, he looks at me, he was like, man, I appreciate you giving me my first knockout, man. And he was like, I fucked my hand up. And all I thought to myself was, my first fight in, you're a fucking champion, and they put me against you, you know what I'm saying? And then I knew then that I'd never take a fight on short notice like that, because I was supposed to go fight a guy, and when I got there to the arena, they were like, hey, your fighter backed out, but his buddy stepped up. You know, like I said, man, it didn't matter. I didn't give a fuck.
Right. You can't stop there, man. You can't say, no, it's all right, man.
But it did kind of stop there. You know what I'm saying? That keyed me on that I had to pay a little closer attention to these guys, because you don't know anything about these fighters. And like you said, back in the day, man, there wasn't this internet shit. You know what I'm saying? The videos, if you watch the videos of me fighting, they're crap, you know what I'm saying? Because the technology back then and stuff, it wasn't what it is today, you know what I'm saying? And so there wasn't, nobody knew what his record was, or if he was a champion. We didn't have Facebook to go check him out, see that he was a champion over in fucking Kentucky, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But he was, and he knocked me out, and he bragged about it, you know what I'm saying? But he suffered the real loss because he didn't get to fight until that hand got better, you know what I'm saying? So, you know.
Well, let's talk about the knockout. What kind of knockout was it, Jett? Were you out cold, TKO type knockout?
No, he blacked me out. He knocked me out. I wasn't zombied, but I could hear the crowd roaring.
Right.
When he hit me, and I went down to one knee. He caught me with a hammer fist. I rolled on down to my back, and he hammer fisted me. I went out, and then he hammer fisted me, and I woke back up. But when he hit me and the initial me going down to my knee, I was blacked out that whole time, and I could hear the crowd erupting. You know what I'm saying? But I couldn't see nothing, and I couldn't. My mind wouldn't grab a hold of nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I could visualize me there. You know what I'm saying? But I couldn't tell my mind to grab a hold of anything, and all it took was the referee coming in between us that split second. My mind snapped back in, and I grabbed a hold of the referee. I came back to my feet, tried to slam the referee. He slammed me. It was a good night. It was a good night, man. We learned a lot of valuable lessons that night, man. We learned that we couldn't trust nobody. That was number one rule. We couldn't trust nobody, and we wouldn't never do that again, which we won't ever do that again. But the second rule is that, you know, we knew that I took that loss. You know what I'm saying? I took one of the most devastating loss, and I didn't let it affect me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The second rule, no matter if you lose, you get knocked out, just stay committed, man. And that's the main thing, is just keep your mind focused on the goal. Because I could have been like, fuck that shit, I ain't getting knocked out again. You got me fucked up. You know.
Well, let me ask you that: was this the first time you ever, not just in a fight? Was this
anybody knocked me out? And now look, I'm gonna tell you, I've had a lot of people rock me, but that's why I'm so keen to, you know, people like, well, you know, what do you think your percentages of winning this? I was like, I only have a 50-50 shot of winning, because he has the other 50-50 shot, because if he touches me right, it's night time. And I've had a lot of people hit me hard, but he touched me on the right spot and he put me down. You know what I'm saying? So that was his luck. You know, that was the first time I ever been knocked out. And I'm going to tell you, when I came back too, I felt great. I was like, shit, I could go again. Like, all right, let's go. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you, it's actually a really sensational ride, man, because it almost makes you feel like you're on cloud nine, like you're high, like it's like a, you know, you're like up here, you know what I'm saying? Because you're finally your vitals and shit are coming down, and you're like, I feel great. I'm up. You know what I'm saying? I told the rep, actually, I was like, when he knocked me out, I was like, and I finally came to, and he slammed me and shit, and I was like, he didn't get me, did he? And he was like, yeah, he got you. You know what I'm saying? I was like, fuck, man. And I was more pissed that the way I approached the fight than I was on the loss. I didn't care that I lost. I was more pissed on that everything that we trained for, everything that we practiced leading up to this motherfucking fight, no matter who it was, I totally took all that and threw it out the window.
Right.
Like a dummy, you know what I'm saying? So I was more pissed about that, man.
Well, it seems like you learned from that knockout, though. Like you said, look, it's the same thing in pro wrestling, is in a sense that if we got a plan that laid out in the back and we go out and you blank out on it, it's the same thing. It happens, man. Yep. And then you beat yourself up because you've probably gone over this shit 1,000 times in your mind leading up to the match, and then you go out there and just forget it all or just throw it out the window. Yep. So it sounds like it was a pretty good learning experience for you.
Yeah, most definitely, because we went undefeated after that. You know what I'm saying? Because we knew then that I was, like I said, man, the throwing everything that I learned out the window, that is almost every first fight for every fighter. You know, some have it and they got it and shit, but man, there's a lot of times that you see fighters on their first fight that they forget a lot of things because of the nerves of everything. You know what I'm saying? So I think that you know, that's one of the advantages that I have over this kid, is that I've been there and I've been knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Until you've been knocked out, there is a little fear of getting knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't give a shit. They could sit here and be tough and talk tough, but I know that was a fear in my mind that I was like, what if I get knocked out? You know what I'm saying? It was a fear.
Right.
Knocked out, and then I was like, okay, not so bad. Let's go, guys. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? So now that kind of makes it a little more dangerous game that I play, because guess what? I'm in your face. You know what I'm saying? And when you're in people's faces, you know, it's that mentality throws them off a little bit. It might mess up their game plan, and they might start forgetting things. So I have a little bit of an advantage because I've been there. I've recovered from that loss. He hasn't recovered from his loss yet. You know what I'm saying? He actually took another loss after his MMA loss. So he has a lot to prove, man. So he's dangerous.
Right.
That kid is fucking dangerous right now, and that's what I have to look at. And you know, that's how we approach this in a calm and cautious way, but in an aggressive way. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
It's a lot of emotions leading into it, but he's going to be dangerous. He's got a lot to prove, but he hasn't been knocked out. So until he's been touched where he's been knocked out, that always sits there. I don't give a shit. It always sits there, man. I mean, I could sit here and say that it doesn't sit in my mind, but it's there. But I've already felt it, and I've already know that I recovered off of it, and I've already know how I felt after it, and you know, it didn't damage my mental game about fighting. You know what I'm saying? It didn't say, oh, let me hide from it. You know what I'm saying? No, if anything, it just made me a little more aggressive to push forward a little bit more, or you know, keep my distance when it's the guy that might knock me out. You know what I'm saying? You gotta play the part. You couldn't find nothing on that guy, but he has 2 fights. I've studied his fights, man, and you can't go by that in a way, because you know that was his first fight. You know what I'm saying? So
I actually reached out to him. Of course, me and you talked about this.
Yep.
I tried to, once we set this show up, I reached out to him right after I talked to you, and he read the message, but he never answered. Like I told you before we went live, I told him what I was. I told him this was primarily a pro wrestling podcast, so he could be one of those guys that anything that's to do with pro wrestling, he just feels like it's bullshit and didn't want no part of it, or he could be one of those guys that didn't want to come on with you and get too personal because it might affect the way he looks at this fight, you know?
The mental game, the mental game. And that's a big thing. And, you know, he is still young. So the way I look at things different than a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? This is a wrestling podcast, but when I told him that I wanted to do a podcast with you and shit, and we already done talked, and we was like, we're going to do it on this date. I look at it as more exposure to what I'm doing. We got 7 people watching right now. We started 54 minutes ago. We talked about keeping this an hour, but
yeah, we're not gonna make that, Jett. We're gonna be an hour and 15 at the minimum. We still got to run through your sponsors, and I want to talk to your coach about your training.
So,
Coach,
we have like 7 to 10 people watching. That's 7 to 10 people that probably don't even know who Cameron Sides is. You know what I'm saying? You'll have hundreds of views on this. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it a little differently than these guys. They're still a little young, so they don't get maybe this part of things. But this is how you grow as a fighter, as any type of social media is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? This is also a way, if you don't get it, guys, that these guys that are watching this could be a future sponsor for you as a fighter. So let me get y'all in on a few things that this is a podcasts aren't always a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? No matter if it's a wrestling podcast or MMA or whatever, they even Hub City MMA has the Knuckle Sandwich podcast. You know what I'm saying? So they have a little podcast that they do. You know what I'm saying? That where they interview a couple fighters and stuff. So guys, if you're watching this, wrestler, fighter, I don't give a shit. Any podcast that you can get on and be a part of, any type of social media advertisement, get it, because that could lead you to a future sponsor, man. Like you said, we haven't even ran over all the sponsors, man, but
I mean, just in general,
you could see all our sponsors. You know what I'm saying?
Look, just in general, as a fighter, this kid's 24. I mean, I obviously he's 24 fighting. Surely he's hoping to make it. Yeah. He's hoping to get to. Right. I mean, obviously for wrestlers, it's the WWE. For fighters, I guess it's the UFC. Yep. But you make it to that level, Dana White tells you to do media. You better get used to doing media, because you're going to have to do it. That's part of the job. Yeah, it ain't just stepping in the cage and fighting no more. You got to do all the things to build that fight that lead up to it. So
everything nowadays, man. So any young kids that's wrestling or MMA or anything that can do anything that gets you more advertisement to you, that's how you build your fan base. That's how you build sponsorships with future people. You know what I'm saying? Because every little video that's out there of me doing this, me doing wrestling, me doing fighting, whatever I'm doing, me doing tattooing, all that's all generated business and sponsorships to me. Right. Opportunities that weren't at my feet, me just sitting on the sideline saying I'm just a wrestler, you know what I'm saying, or I'm just a fighter, you know what I'm saying? I actually have to reach out to these sponsors. I talk to these sponsors through the whole ordeal, you know what I'm saying, letting them know, updating them on things, how the camp's going. So, you know, make sure that, you know, when you do this, guys, that y'all do it professionally, and make sure you get that advertisement out there. That's how you become more than just the average guy that says, I want to fight, you know?
So look, I want to talk to the coach a minute about your training. Talk to me about the training you've been putting Leon through for this matchup, man.
I've been putting everything from
boxing, that's what
from boxing to wrestling to jiu-jitsu. Like, we used to do it. I mean, I trained him back 13 years ago, but when he first come back in the gym, man, he looked like a
turd.
Yeah,
floating in the water, baby.
He forgot the correct way.
Hey, I'm a polished turd now.
He forgot the correct way to stand, to throw punches, and it looked really bad, to be honest. But I got a great coach, Cobra, from Cobra Combat Fitness. Man, he's a great boxing coach, and I turned him loose to him, and man, he's 100% better than. Like I said, I feel more confident now from the first day he come in till now. Like,
even the first month.
He's got the
after
skills.
the first month.
We gave him all the skills that he needs to beat this kid. Now, once that cage door closes, it's up to him. Like everything that all my coaches have trained him, we can't do nothing for him now. Once that door shuts, it's on him. It's like we gave him everything he could. Like it's his time. It's his time to shine. And this Saturday, for 3 minutes for 3 rounds, it's the Hub City Villains' time to show everybody.
He just got to make it through 9 minutes.
What he's been up to. So yeah, like I said, I'm excited for him. Still nervous. I'm always nervous for all my fighters, but I'm excited, and he can do this. Like I said, if I wouldn't put him in there, I wouldn't have signed him up if I didn't think he could do it. I'm not trying to get nobody hurt, but he's proved that he's been there every practice and proved and soaked up everything that we've taught him. So I'm ready for him to do this. I'm ready.
And we ain't talking about a one day practice. A week.
We're going
you know,
4 days a week.
Yeah, heavy too. And plus, in between the 4 days that I spent there, you know, I have trainees at PKAW. I got some days in with them, you know, bumping the body, beating the body up, then going back and letting them beat me up and show me the technique. So I'm conditioning the body to as much as I could, you know what I'm saying? So,
right.
Like he said, they gave me everything I needed for this fight, man. I couldn't really ask for a better situation besides he slept on the fucking car ride all the way to the fucking gym every time. I don't even get it. That's the only complaint I probably have, you know?
Yeah. Gotta sleep sometime, man. What you talking about? So, Coach, let me ask you this, and then we're gonna start running through these sponsors, and then I'm gonna give Jett, right before we get off the air, I'm gonna give Jett time to talk to his opponent. Where do you think Jett's money lies in this fight? Is he a submission guy? Is he a knockout artist?
He's a ground guy. Like I said,
okay.
If you watched any of his fights before or seen, like I said, he likes to ground and pound. He likes to beat the hell out of people. So it's going to be exciting. Like he likes to stand up, but his bread and butter is down on the ground. And,
go ahead.
Like I said, ground and pound is where he's at, and we shall see what he wants to do.
Well, you got to keep the options open. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me ask you this, Leon. Are you one of those guys? Once the fists start flying, do you get caught up in that moment, or are you more experienced now to where?
Part of it too, you know, because like you said, you will get caught up in the moment. When sometimes stand in the pocket and start banging on each other, it could get dangerous real quick,
right?
You know what I'm saying? So like you said, man, we want to talk about our game plan, but we don't want to throw the game plan out there. If you watched any of my old fights, you kind of see where I was. I was if I got you on the ground, I was either going to choke you the fuck out or beat your ass until you fucking gave me the choke, you know? So we have some good game plans this time, just in case my opponent's watching. I ain't trying to give them no ammunition, you know what I'm saying? You never know. You never know. Somebody could be scoping at this exact moment, you know what I'm saying? So we have a lot of different variables to match whatever he's going to bring to the table. So we're just going to leave it at that. So wherever he wants to take it, we are guaranteeing we're down to fucking take it to that. You know what I'm saying? So if he thinks he wants to stand and bang and run in the pocket with me, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? If he wants to try to choke me out, he better be fucking stronger than me, because you know that he's going to have to put me out. That's another thing that no matter the outcome of this, my only options that for him winning is if he puts me to sleep or he knocks me out. That's his only two options. I'm not quitting. We don't go to the judge. We don't leave it in the judge's hands. You know what I'm saying? Because they can be some dirty ass judges sometimes, and they can read the cards, you know what I'm saying, and put you in a bad spot. You know what I'm saying? I've seen, and not saying these judges are, I'm just saying I've seen judges go for the other guy because maybe they was a little more popular in the situation. You know what I'm saying? Or
I feel like in fighting, period, no matter what kind of fighting you're doing, go for the finish. Go for the finish, man.
Absolutely.
Because I mean, even good judges make bad calls sometimes. It's just like referees in wrestling. Sometimes referees make some badass calls that they wasn't supposed to make, you know. So I feel like fighting in general, the rule of thumb would be if you can finish it, finish it.
Hands.
There you go.
That is one of the things we push. Don't leave it in the judge's hands, and that's what we're not planning to do. So.
All right, Leon, I'm fixing to start pulling up some of these sponsors. They're not in any order. Okay, so I'm just going to pull them up, and you can talk, promote them and talk to us about them as we go, dude. Let me get my stuff. It's been so long since I had
Alani's not sponsoring me, but if Alani wants to sponsor me here, hey, I'm giving a shout out to
Hold on, Jed. I'm trying.
But yeah, Alani's not one of my sponsors, but if Alani's watching this, hey, y'all holler at your boy. I need that Alani sponsor.
All right, let me see. We're gonna save the War King thing and the other thing for the very last after the sponsors.
Okay, yeah, bet.
And I can't see none of this shit yet, so I'm just gonna
the rundown on it.
I'm just gonna pull it up as we go, dude.
Okay. All right. Yes, we can do it. Hey, Matt Walton. Mark Taylor, of course, everybody knows Mark Taylor is my dad. Matt Walton is like an uncle to me. Them guys are really good guys. If y'all need y'all's home redone, porches, man, fences, everything, they are the guys to do it, man. Me and my dad used to be a team together, and when I started doing the tattoo thing, him and Matt partnered up, and they started running the We Could Do It, man, and when I asked them if they wanted to be a sponsor, they jumped on board, no problem, man. And plus, you know, that's also like another little income for me too. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes when I'm not tattooing, I'll be out there with them. And guess what? We can do it, guys. Y'all get at us if y'all need some home improvements.
All right, we all know this one. The tattoo studio, tattoo station.
Hey, I'm going to tell you, man, I cannot say enough about these guys, man. They've sponsored pretty much anything I do, man. Anything that I touch, them guys are always proud to be a part of. These guys, man, if people don't know, 5 years ago when I started here, dude, I was doing construction my whole life. And I could tell you for a fact, if I would have ran another 15, 20 years in the construction world, I would not have been able to get off the couch to enjoy my life with my kids, bro. Because I'm going to tell you, I was 90 to nothing out there in 100-degree weather, and I didn't give no fucks, and I was killing my body. And these guys took me away from something that I'm glad to kind of be away from, man. I mean, I'm going to tell you, it was a hard life I was living out there, and these guys gave me an opportunity to be me in different ways. PKAW was a big help from these guys. SGKO, you know what I'm saying? All these things, dude, have really came from the support from these guys and my family. You know what I'm saying? Right. These guys telling me, hey, don't let that shit hold you back. You need to get your ass out there and try. You know what I'm saying? Even if I failed or even if it didn't last long, get your ass out there and try it, man. And I'm fucking blessed to have the tattoo station behind me. Jeff Stevens, bro, if you're watching this, that motherfucker, I'm telling you, I'll never leave the tattoo station unless that motherfucker got the police here kicking me out the fucking door. You know what I'm saying? And, man, he's gave me an opportunity to live life. And, dude, I'm going to tell you, I'm living fucking life to the fullest. All right, Ferrazzi Bullies, man. Hey, that's a homie. Look, if y'all need Frenchies or Bullies, y'all get with them. They got some of the best dogs around here, man. And not only do they do the bully thing, they also got Ferrazzi treats. And also Ferrazzi carriers where they carry dogs. They transport dogs. You know what I'm saying? They got a transport business where if you need a dog transported, they'll come up, pick up your dog, take care of the dog, the whole trip there, drop off the dog. Man, they're highly professional. His wife does the Ferrazzi treats. And sometimes even at the wrestling shows, you can even catch them there. They have tables sit up there with their treats and stuff, man. They make candy fruit like strawberries and watermelon, pineapples, grapes, man. She does all that stuff, man. They've been a big supporter since I started PKAW and SGKO, man. They've actually, the Tattoo Station and Live Genuine have been full-time sponsors since day one, and they have not let up, even with me transitioning to MMA, man. Farazi Bully, shout out to Phelan and Mega Man. Y'all are real day one people, man. Hey, Live Genuine. Actually, Live Genuine's been a sponsor for War King for a couple other fighters too, man. I grew up with Scott, man, and him and his brother Neil, which is also a tattoo artist here at the Tattoo Station. He was actually the one that got me in here, man. Tattooing is real hard to get into, and I've known Neil and Scott, man, my whole life, and that he got me in. And his brother, man, Live Genuine was a podcast that he is now about to shift over into a small clothing line, man. So
that's cool.
Big shout out to Live Genuine, man. Like I said, he's been there since day one, man. No matter what, if man, I'm gonna tell you, I ain't gonna get into the personal things, but I'm gonna tell you that boy Scott, bro, thank you for being a part of it. He's helped me out the whole way with PKAW, SGKO, man. He was a referee for us at SGKO, a judge, along with him and a couple other guys for SGKO. Man, he's been there, dude. I mean, he really has. Hey, I sent him that one. Yeah. Hey, that one right there, I'm going to tell you. I told him that I really enjoyed that logo the best, man. That's War King MMA, man. Came up from him. That's a design that I'm actually trying to talk him into letting me tattoo on him. You know what I'm saying? So we've actually talked about that. You know what I'm saying, about this being a tattoo. But War King MMA, man, I can't thank this guy enough because, like I said, he never doubted me. He never said, "Nah, I don't think you should do that." He was like, "Let's get you in the gym." From day one, when I was like, "Put me in," we went full strict fight mode, bro. I'm gonna tell you.
All right, y'all, we lost Jett Hero. Let's see if he comes back. Jett, if you can see me, we lost you, dude. Let's give Jett a few minutes to come back. While we're waiting on him, I'm going to pull up the graphic for the fight itself so you guys can see it again. Jett should be trying to log back in here in just a second, y'all. Let me pull this up. This is this Saturday night, Jackson, Tennessee, y'all. Big fight, Hub City MMA. You can see it right there. Let me get it up there for everybody. Hub City MMA, Jackson, Tennessee. Let's see if they get back on. There we go.
Yo,
all right, Jett, we got you back, man.
My daughter started calling me, bro. My daughter started calling me. All my shit started lighting up.
Let me go back. We're going. You can finish talking about War Kings, and I'm gonna pull up the next one, dude.
All right, yeah, man. But yeah, man, he ain't never doubted me, man. When I told him that I would be fully committed to this, and that's all he asked for, man. And when I asked him where we would be going, I'm gonna tell you, man, that a lot of people might think that I was gonna bullshit about this, and probably when they seen that I took a fight, that I was gonna take this shit lightly. Bro, I'm gonna tell you something. Fat boy, I was a fat boy. This is the official. This is the official War King shirt for the fight. I don't know if you can see all of it, man. Look, there's a couple people on here that I didn't get you the graphic for, man. Look, you see that? The Hub City villain, bro. I got PKAW on there. Always put your own shit on your. I'm gonna tell you, look.
Self-promotion, man.
Self-promotion is everything. And when he hit me up about the sponsorships, and he actually was the one that said something about PKAW, and I was like, absolutely, put that on there. PKAW, the tattoo station, bro. Farazi's Bullies, We Could Do It, Live Genuine. But look, there's a couple more. Let me see if I can get this in here. Where am I going with this? Here we go. Let me see if I can get this tied up. The Herd MMA, bro. Hey, though I didn't get you the graphic for them, man, but shout out to Herd MMA. They actually did these T-shirts. You know, I normally do my own T-shirts, but these guys have been with him since day one, and man,
good looking shirt, man.
Yeah, they made the shirts. They put the little fighter on the sleeve for me and stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? They made up my wife's shirt. My kids got shirts. So shout out to the Herd MMA, man. We didn't. Like, I'm sorry I didn't get you the logos for them, but shout out to them for the T-shirts and all the stickers and stuff. And man, and yeah, so now we got the man himself. A lot of people know Cobra. Cobra is actually a fighter himself, and that's his real name. I thought they was bullshitting me when I got there. They was like, "This is Coach Cobra." And I was there for a couple of weeks, and I was like, "So what's Cobra's name?" He was like, "Cobra." I was like, "No, his like real name." And he was like, "Cobra." You know what I'm saying? And I was like, "No way." So I went and found him on Facebook. Sure enough, his name was really Cobra, man. Shout out to Cobra Fitness MMA, man. They really, man, outdid themselves with me, man.
That's where we do most of our training. That's where we're training the guys. And I have much respect for that coach right there.
Look,
he is one of the best boxing coaches. He's one of the best coaches in Tennessee. Shout out to Coach Cobra.
That's real shit, man. That is real shit. Shout out to him, man. And look, like I was saying, man, a lot of people thought I was bullshitting about this. A lot of people said I was crazy for doing this, that I was 36, fighting a guy 24 years old of age, haven't been in a cage in 13 years. And Cobra never doubted me, man. Wayne never doubted me. These guys, they don't like that doubt shit, man. That ain't in their vocabulary. You can't come in there and say can't. I fucked up and did one time. Like first couple weeks into it, I was like, I can't. No, bullshit. You got your ass beat even more. You know what I'm saying? That's what you get when you say I can't. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you that left my vocabulary real quick, man. And they kept pushing me and making me better, man. And shout out to Cobra. Man, I can't say enough about these guys, man. They really whipped me into shape, man. I haven't been in this great of shape since I was 25 years old, man. You know.
Yeah, man, I could tell by your face. When we got on tonight, I could tell by your face. Your face looks slimmer than it normally does a little bit. Like I said, you don't really fluctuate. Yeah, I seen that too, man. I seen that too.
About that blonde, boy. Hey, the wrestling world's about to be shook up. In shape Jett Hero's coming. Y'all stay tuned on that. But yes, man. I wanted to say, man, the people thought I was crazy. But they don't understand what we actually did to make this happen. They do coach Cobra over in there. Man, dude, that is an hour and a half trip. One way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So not only are we spending, hours on the mat, you know what I'm saying? We spent hours traveling over there to get the knowledge, man. And every time that there was fucking training, he was there. Every time there's training, Cobra was there. You know what I'm saying? Justin was there for me. Even Cayman, even Jasper, Rainwater. Man, even a couple other guys that came in on certain days just to give me the work. You know what I'm saying? AJ and all them guys, they never discouraged me. They never talked down on me. They never shit on me. And I'm going to tell you, man, that is the biggest blessing of all this, is that they gave me the mindset that I needed to stay confident in me. You know,
right.
I am 36. Did you see the kid?
Hey, it's your time. Look, promote this fight. Promote this fight and tell this kid what he's in store for Saturday night, Jett.
I'm gonna let everybody know now. This match card, all right, this is when I was 206. I took that picture. Yeah, I mean, I was still heavy right there.
You can definitely tell the difference.
This kid wasn't the way he is now either. If you see this fucking kid, man, this motherfucker is super shredded. You know what I'm saying? It is no bullshit when I say that this fight is going to be a banger. Somebody's going to either get knocked out or they're going to go to sleep by a choke. I'm telling everybody right now, get y'all's tickets. Don't they have a stream?
Yeah, I got it.
So this is the kicker. This being Hub City 10, I think it is. Hub City MMA 10. They're doing a stream, but I believe it's pay-per-view, ain't it?
Yeah.
It's a pay-per-view stream. So if you can't make the fight, you can still watch the fight live. Just got to make sure you get into the pay-per-view. I think it's on YouTube. I think it's a YouTube pay-per-view. Y'all make sure y'all tune in. I can't say nothing about anybody else, but I can guarantee you this, that when me and him steps in the fucking cage, that door locks, and I turn back and I give him the look, and I give fucking Justin the look, and that ref asks me, am I ready? He asks him, he's ready. 100% guaranteed a fucking banging ass fight, and somebody's going down. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's going to get put to sleep. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to stop until I put him to sleep. So regardless, if I choke him out or if I fucking knock him out, I guarantee you that matchup, we're second on the card. They fucked up putting us second on the card. It's going to be a main event fight. Y'all make sure y'all tune into it. I'm not going in there to play around. This ain't wrestling. This ain't no rehearsal. This is the real deal.
Time to get real, Jett.
Saturday, we put that fake shit that everybody says is fake away. You know what I'm saying? When people speak of Jett Hero and they speak of Leon Kellum, they're going to be like, yeah, that boy did wrestling, but that motherfucker's a real one. You know what I'm saying? Like, they are going to know that I'm here and I'm with that shit. You know what I'm saying? I love fighting. I hope that kid really loves fighting, man, because regardless, if he hits me, he's going to have to keep hitting me. I've been there. I've been tested. It's time for me to step back in there and show them that I still have this. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
I can't wait, man. Saturday's going to be banging. I don't want to get real wild on what I'm saying to the kid because, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a little different of a line where I am with wrestling. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
where I could take this fight too. You know what I'm saying? So I want to step in there and I want to perform at 100%. No matter if I win or lose, as long as I get in there and I perform at 100% and I give it all I give it, that's all I ask for. And hopefully I take the win, securing me a 4-1. If I go 4-1, man, we've already kind of talked about it. And I think there's something I want to do after that. And if this goes according to plan, the Hub City Villain might be moving up in the rankings, and we'll see where that leads me, you know what I'm saying, after Saturday night and see how I feel about it, you know what I'm saying? So, because just like wrestling, in the fight world, you can never say never.
There you go, man.
Can't.
So, Coach, before we get out of here, I got to ask you, you've kind of told us what you feel like Jett's strong suit is. What do you feel like this young man's strong suit is? Jett's opponent this Saturday night. What do you feel like Jett really needs to watch out for?
He's just young. He's going to be strong. You know, he's going to have. I say he's probably going to be stronger. No offense.
No, I mean, he is younger and he is shredded. So it tells me he's in the gym.
This is not the first time we fought this kid. Where we train out of Cobra. One of Cobra's guys actually fought him and gave him his first loss.
Okay.
A grueling fight. This kid doesn't stop. He doesn't give up. It's going to be tough. Like I said, it's just he might be a little bit faster than Leon, and like I said, maybe a little stronger. But if Leon, with this game plan that we've talked about, this
slow and steady sometimes wins the race.
Yeah, this kid, like I said, he's going to beat this kid. Like I said, he's got everything to beat this kid. It's gonna be a great fight, but I can't wait to see it.
Leon, tell everybody where this is going to happen at, what time the fights are going to start.
All right, we are here. It's going to be Saturday. Hey, check this. Give a good rundown real quick. Look, Friday night, Buffalo Wild Wings is the weigh-ins. Y'all motherfuckers show up. Show y'all support. Hey, make sure y'all are loud and proud when y'all see me there and y'all see me doing my thing. Because guess what? The more interactions that they see the fans have with me, the more opportunities that I get. You know what I'm saying? Down the line. That's the kicker. The fans determine a lot of things for fighters, man. You know what I'm saying? If you got a good backing, good following, you're doing good in the cage, guess what? You get opportunities. They'll come knocking. You know what I'm saying? So y'all make sure if y'all ain't got shit to do tomorrow, what was it? Weigh-ins are at 7? 5. At 5 tomorrow. Friday at 5 at Buffalo Wild Wings is the weigh-in. Y'all show up, show some support. Saturday night at the Jackson Fairgrounds right here in Jackson, Tennessee. It's going to be at 7 o'clock. Yeah. Bell time, I believe, is 7 o'clock. And let me tell you, don't wait till 7 to get there.
Right.
There was thousands of people last time, and they had it swarmed in there. So don't wait until 7 to get there. Get there a little early. Get in there, because I'm going to tell you the thing about fighting is that it could be a 9-minute fight or it could be an 8-second fight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm second up. So if the first one goes fast, we could be right there. You know what I'm saying? At 7:10 loading in for the fight. You know what I'm saying? You never know. You know what I'm saying? If they are in there and they're starting up at 7:10 and they're over by 7:05, 7:15, you know what I'm saying, and out the cage, we might be loading in 20 minutes in, you know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all get y'all's ticket. I think it's $35 in advance. If you order offline, if you get with Ryan Collins, I believe his wife's doing it.
Yeah, Devin Collins.
If y'all get with her, she's got the tickets in advance, $35. If you buy them at the door, I think it's like $40 or $45. So y'all make sure y'all get y'all's tickets in advance. Get there. This is going to be a hell of a banger, man. I can't wait. I'm telling you. I'm setting good and I'm setting at ease. And this is it's time. It's time for me to shine and to put my mark and my stamp right here in Jackson, Tennessee, man. And this is this is my home. You know what I'm saying? This is where I reside now. And I'm doing everything to build a little bit of a legacy for me to. When they say, oh, yeah, you remember that kid, that Leon, man, he did tattooing? Yeah, cool, man. That's that kid that fought. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Right.
So I'm trying to leave a legacy here in Jackson that's more positive than negative, man. I'm trying to get away from that negativity.
We tried to clean up that image a little bit,
That's
huh?
Right. Clean up the image a little bit, and I've over the past year of letting things go and letting go of the bullshit that's happened to me, I've really been at peace with me, you know what I'm saying? And this is also another step of being at peace with me, because things happen and things went wrong the last time I was there. So this is a good easement for me to let that shit off my chest and leave that shit right there in the ring. And if I perform the way that I'm going to perform, then the next step, you know what I'm saying, it's going to shock everybody. So I'm just not even going to say nothing until we make this happen. I've already kind of told him the plan. He thinks I'm crazy as fuck. He's like, you kid, calm down. Let's get you through this one, But, man, we do have some future plans if things go the way I want them to go. This is it's coming Saturday. Y'all make sure y'all are there. And like I said, man, stay tuned for future, adventures of Leon Kellum, bro. I swear to God, I need to start my own podcast. Fucking adventures.
We've unmasked you, man. You've been unmasked tonight, dude. We're all rooting you. Look, I want to thank both of you guys for coming on. I've enjoyed the hell out of this show. I've been looking forward to it since the minute, even before I hit you up about it. I was already thinking about it. As soon as I seen the flyer for the fight, I thought, yeah, man, I want to get Leon on here and let's talk about this fight coming up, dude.
I'm gonna tell you, it was crazy that you hit me up because I was just telling him, I was like, look, man, I want to do some podcasts. We kind of help build this fight up and, you know, bring some people attention to us. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of fights there and there's a lot of people there, but sometimes, and it ain't nobody's fault, that they push the guys that really have a good following, like myself, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm attached to PKW and SGKO and War King, and the tattoo station has.
You've got a good fan base.
We with everybody sitting here, bro, like all our fans and shit. You know, we're pushing 20,000 followers, and you know, I feel like maybe they sidelined us a little bit because, you know, I am stepping back in and the kids on a loss, you know what I'm saying? So they kind of, but realistically, my fan base and shit, we should have been maybe a little highlighted a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? But you know, you have to step in there and you have to build your name. And, you know, these guys haven't seen me fight in 13 years. So, you know, I'm down on the chopping block a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But I think once the people get there and they're erupting for me, and the kid gets there and his people is erupting for him, and the exposure that I'm trying to give me and him on just our fight, because we ain't mentioned nobody else's fight, because, you know, like I said, I felt like we should have got maybe a little more spotlight, you know what I'm saying, since, you know, I'm here in Jackson, I'm known here in Jackson, you know what I'm saying, and the kid's fresh, you know what I'm saying, and he's an up-and-comer, so I felt like that could have been a good
Saturday night could change every bit of that, Jett. You know how it is.
Absolutely going to change every bit.
The right performance.
My people are going to know who this kid is, and this kid's people are going to know who I am. So regardless, you know what I'm saying, if I got, you know, 100, 200 people there screaming my name, they're going to know who that kid is, because guess what? He's fighting me. You know what I'm saying? So my people are going to know him. His people's going to know me. So, it's definitely a good thing for us, me and him, you know what I'm saying? So that was one of the reasons why when you hit me up about him coming on, I was like, yeah, because this is our time to build us, you know what I'm saying? Because nobody else is going to build us. Just like professional wrestling, you have to build yourself, because, you know, nobody, they have their favorites, you know what I'm saying? They have their guys. They have their mainstay guys, you know what I'm saying? That they're going to always push for their promotion. Just like with PKW, I have my mainstay guys that I'm always going to push. So same thing with fighting, you know what I'm saying? They have, you know, guys that are more popular. So, you know, those are going to be the later, deeper card fights, you know what I'm saying? So I think once they see how exciting mine and his fight's going to be, they're going to wish that maybe they
could change everything.
Deeper onto the card, you know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be a hell of a banger. I'm giving it everything, bro.
Hey, you never know, dude. The right performance this Saturday night, next time you might be main event. You just never know, man. It all depends.
That's why you got to perform 100%.
Guys, I want to thank you, both of you guys, so much for coming on. I appreciate y'all coming on, giving us your time. And you know, all of us, man, we are rooting for you 100%, Jett. You know that. All of us are behind you.
The support from the wrestling world is everything to me, man, because I didn't know if they was actually going to get with me stepping over into this, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes wrestling fans aren't MMA fans, and MMA fans aren't wrestling fans, and CM Punk kind of fucking ruined that when he went in there and got his ass beat the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Brock Lesnar made it devastating for the wrestling scene. You know what I'm saying? He was a pro wrestler, went in there, beat the fuck out of guys, became a champion and shit. Devastating. And then we got CM Punk in there, and he got fucking demolished by really a kind of a nobody.
Dude, I think we all knew. I think we all knew that was going to happen.
Dude, it hurt pro wrestling, bro.
I mean, first of all, I feel like 40 years old is really late to be trying to not just learn MMA, but trying to compete in the UFC. I just feel like if you start at 40, it's kind of like starting at wrestling at 40. Your chances are just so far down of you actually making it, man. You got these young guys who that's all they've ever done is MMA. I mean, I think we all kind of knew how the CM Punk thing was going to lay out. And Lesnar's the fucking freak anyway, man. Honestly, he's just a freak. He's just a freak. Lesnar's one of them dudes. He can kind of do a little bit of anything combat sports, probably. And here's the thing, like you, he wasn't scared to get in there and take the chance on getting his ass whooped either. And I believe that's the biggest thing right there. You can talk all the shit you want, but if you're scared to shut that cage door behind you, none of that shit talking means nothing.
Don't mean shit. You're right. Absolutely.
Guys, we're out of here. Jett, right. We will be rooting for you, rooting for your team. I appreciate you guys, and thank you so much for coming on tonight, fellas.
We appreciate you.
Hey, thank you, sponsors. Thank you, Wrestling World. Saturday, it's going down.
All right, good night, friends.
All right, bro.
All right, y'all, you seen it right there. Buster Unmasked MMA edition this Saturday night. Hub City MMA. Go check this show out, man. Full of cards. We only talked about this one matchup, but I've seen the flyers. They've got a ton of great fights coming your way Saturday night. Obviously, this is the fight that we're all interested in. I can't wait to see this fight and see the outcome of it. We're all rooting for Jett Hero like you knew we would. I appreciate everybody who tuned in, everybody who interacted. You know I got to promote these podcasts one more time before I let everybody out of here, so let's get that done.
Lock in, gotta stay locked in, goggin. Gotta ball out like ramen. Straight to the top, I'm all in. Ordinary's like a toxin. I don't wanna be like Robin. I just wanna leave no option. Fuck caution, I ain't gonna be common. I got the confidence, like I'm on the shit, like I'm the baddest bitch in the club. I'm here for dominance, I'm being honest, that's what I want. I'll never give up, I want the whole place sold out. My name in every mouth. You know I'm after this shit till the world say my motherfucking name. Say my, say my, say my, say my name. Say my, say my, say my motherfucking name. Say my, say my, say my. You know I'm after this shit till the world say my motherfucking name. Say my, say my, say my, say my name. Say my, say my, say my motherfucking name. Say my, say my, say my. You know I'm after this shit till the world say my motherfucking name.
Driven by fire, driven by fear, never get tired, no I'm still here. Fell through the cracks, now I'm shifting gears. 10 years into my moments here. Waiting my turn, now I'm hot in demand. Slept on a kid, but I had bigger plans. Stayed low key, but I still had drive. Give me one shot and I'm coming alive. Maze on the left, second taste it. Gunning for the top, no limitations. From the basement, no hesitation. Flipping on my L's and the straight motivation. Ain't no quitter, I'm built for the grind. Pressure makes diamonds, so I'm gonna shine. One more shot, get one more time. Driven affection, we locked in our prime. Lace on my gloves, been fighting for years. Faced all my demons, I'm faced on my fears. Look every hit as I look in the mirror, my vision's alive in the mission. Say my name, say it loud. Every scar I wear them proud. Every word coming out my mouth has got me here where I'm standing now. Eyes on the prize, don't blink, no break. Move with a purpose, don't be fake. No plan B, only got a plan A. When he built like me, there's only one way. Straight to the top, oh gas, no brakes. Yeah, straight to the top, cause no gotta say.
You know I'm after this shit till the world say my motherfucking name. Say my, say my, say my, say my name. Say my, say my, say my motherfucking name. Say my, say my, say my. You know I'm after this shit till the world say my motherfucking name. Say my, say my, say my, say my name. Say my, say my, say my motherfucking name. Say my, say my, say my. You know I'm after this shit till the world say my motherfucking name.
All right, y'all, don't forget this Saturday night, Jackson, Tennessee, Hub City MMA. Go check it out. I want to thank Leon and his coach for coming on here, spending some time with us, talking about the fight, promoting everything. I want to thank each and every one of you that tuned in, that watched, that interacted. I'm back this Wednesday night with the king of the SIP, Mr. Smack'ems. This is one I've been looking forward to. I can't wait for Wednesday night. Should be one heck of a podcast. Till then, y'all, take it easy.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness.
do, so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move, so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I've got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I've got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.